So, as promised, folks, this is Team Harleys 2023 review. Let's start from the very beginning. During the end of 2022, we already decided that myself and Shannon were going to contest the whole of the ACU British Championship Ultra Lightweight Series, which consisted of various rounds throughout the country throughout the season. And that was the plan. We're both going to do the whole championship. So the season gets underway, and before the season even started, we had problems with our little Hattie, the motorhome, which is basically the bread and butter of us getting to race meetings and spending the weekend there. It's part of a big part of what we do. Without that, we'd be towing the tray behind a car or buying a van, which isn't really feasible when we already run two cars and a motorhome. Anyway, we had a problem with Hattie, the motorhome. So for round one of the ACU Championship at Darley Moor, it was a bit cool but dry. I scored well in the first round. I think it was a 5th and a 6th place in the round one of the championship. It was clear from day one that Shannon was struggling a bit for one or two reasons, and one of them certainly was because of her two accidents the previous season, where she damaged her bone here in the hand, wrist, below the thumb, and still having problems with that now. She also had a big crash in 2022 at Three Sisters at the end of the season in 2022, where she knocked herself clean out, which took a very long time for her to mentally get better from that. And it was clear from day one of round one this year that she wasn't really ready. Anyway, into round two, which was Mallory Park, and the sun came out. It was still a little bit cool that day, but the sun came out. It was dry again all day. I scored a couple more strong results in the second round of the championship. I think it was a couple of 6th places, something like that. I was quite happy with that. Gathered lots of points. Shannon pulled out of race 1, but then I think went out in race 2, if that stands me correct, and then pulled out at the hairpin in race 2 with a gear select problem. So Shannon's season didn't start great, and basically from then on, that was it for Shannon for 2023. She did no more racing. It's going to take a little bit of time, I think, for Shannon to get back on track. She is aiming to come back next year, 2024, on her 125. Her main plans are to contest the East Midlands Racing Association Championship Mallory Park Series on 125. So we'll see how that goes, but we're going to need to get Shannon out on a good test day, a practice day of some sort prior to that, because it will be a whole year since she's even ridden a bike. So anyone in this sport knows that a year out is a long time not to be riding a bike. So she needs to sort of get her head back into it and get bike fit again, so to speak. Anyway, on to round 3 of the championship ACU series this year, and we were due to be at Tonfanai in Wales in May. Well, most of you will already know the story of that. This was a big chance for me because I knew that Tonfanai could score well. I could come away from there with a bag of points, if not a couple of top 5 finishes. On the way there, Hattie broke down, and we basically, to cut a long story short, we were left stranded in a lay-by in Snowdonia for a long weekend in Hattie. So that weekend, well, at the point, we thought we'd actually fix the van, and obviously, clearly, it wasn't fixed properly, so she let us down. Just going back to the Mallory Park and Darley Moor rounds, we did have to hire a van for those 2 rounds because Hattie wasn't fit to use. So for me, that completely knocked my duck off, because I was ready to walk away from the whole thing at that point. It was a big opportunity for me that weekend in Tonfanai to score good points and get a couple of good strong results and build up my championship finishing hopes. So at that point, I thought, that's it. For me, the championship is done. I'm going to turn my attention to something else. We had a bit of a break. After that, we missed the, I think it was the Aintree round. We missed that. We didn't bother doing that because we needed to get, the priority then was to get Hattie sorted. Alton Park came. Big opportunity to race at Alton Park. Big international circuit. Everyone wants to race at Alton Park, a bit like Donington. So we did it. We hired a van for Alton Park as the motorhome still wasn't ready. I was feeling poorly that weekend, all weekend, and it didn't help because it was so hot. which just drained my energy, and I struggled a little bit all day, and I also missed qualifying due to a snapped throttle cable, which totally stuffed my day really, because I didn't know the circuit. I've not raced there before, so I need to learn the circuit. So I got out in both races, finished with 2 races, but I was absolutely worn out at the end of the day. I wasn't feeling great at all that weekend. So same again, another day at the ACU Championship with very little points in the bag. It was at that point we decided to just scrap the whole idea of doing the ACU Ultra Lightweight Championship and then have a bit of a rethink on what we wanted to do. Shannon decided that she wasn't going to race again this season at that point. She was going to take time out. So I focused on getting out of the 125 and doing something. So I thought, oh, let's turn my attention to the Mallory Park Championship, the MRA Championship. So I entered that for the rest of the year. And I'd already missed 2 rounds of the championship. So the remaining rounds that were of the championship, I think we did 3 or 4 up until the end of this season. I scored in the top 3 every round, which was fantastic. That sort of turned my whole season around really. And all of a sudden I was up to 3rd place in the championship. I thought, great, we're going to get something out of this season after all the work and effort and money that's put into it through the winter months in the season. Yeah, we're going to get something out of it. Went into the very last round at Mallory Park, which was just now 2 or 3 weeks back. 3rd place in the championship, and came away from the last round at Mallory Park 2nd in the championship. Moved up a place. Awesome. I'd have been happy to have finished 3rd in the championship after where our season had gone. So to boost up to 2nd in the championship it meant a lot to me, to be honest. All the work this winter and the roller coaster of emotions. Everyone knows that does this game. It's a roller coaster of emotions. You have up days, you have bad days, and you have to take both days as they come and just deal with it. So fantastic, a second in the championship. So which means we get invited now to the dinner and dance in January to be presented with a really nice award for our efforts for 2nd place. There are some people I would like to thank you for this year. First of all, Shannon, for seeing the year through and making the right decision to sit the rest of the season out, and for being there for me to pursue my goals for this year. Also, I'd like to thank Karen Taylor, Phil Hasty, Alan's podcasting Shep Shed for the media news and blogs that went out. Also thank RLT Alan for the loan of the gazebo, which we used a couple of times of his. Daniel Pearson for his graphics that he made up for us for that season. So yeah, if I've missed anybody there, please give me a shout. I think I've pretty much covered everybody there. So yeah, onward to 2024, and that's another story altogether, because we're not really sure what we're going to do yet. Well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. There is another bike that's been purchased. We've still got the 125, which, like I say, Shannon is intending on getting back on next year, and I think her focus is going to be the MRA 125 Championship. So let's see how it goes. Thank you everybody for following our journey this year. It's been great. We certainly turned it around from mid-season to getting 2nd place in the championship. So that's what racing's all about, getting out of it what you can and enjoying yourself. You've got to enjoy yourself. So thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and there's more blogs to come out of season to let you know what's going on. Thank you.
Leave a light on in the wild, 'cause I'm coming in a little blind, dreaming of a lighthouse in the woods, shining